Well, hello everybody. Sorry there. I had forgotten to close one of my windows. So I had it blaring and all these different things. Hi everybody. Welcome to Watch What Crappens Crappy Hour. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. What's going on with you tonight?
You know, just having a nice casual Monday, ready to embrace the week. What's going on with you?
Embrace that week, Ben.
I am going
Nothing,
to.
I've just we recorded a lot today, and then I just lie in bed and looked at Housewives links and a lot of interesting stuff going on in the Housewives world. And, like normal, like a lot of interesting stuff, but at the same time, absolutely nothing.
Yes, which is kind of the best stuff, where it's absolutely nothing. There's been a lot of like fun things, of course there's like PK and Dorit news, there's news about Mia Thornton, there's like a lot and nothing all at once. And I see right here in the comments people are already talking about Love Hotel, which we are going to recap tomorrow.
Yes, we will be recapping Love Hotel tomorrow. I'm so excited to recap that. We watched it today and wow, that's a lot of, Shannon will just fall in love with a thumb. Like a thumb could walk out and be breathing, and Shannon will be like, well, oh, you're better than David. I hope it works out. It's like, Shannon, it's been 5 minutes. Jesus. This woman meets a man, and within 5 minutes, it's like, well, I just went through the roughest year of my life. I normally am just such a good mother, but I had too much to drink. I was just drinking all the time, every day, every 5 minutes. About 5 minutes had passed, I had a drink, and I ran into a flower pot. And into another house. So normally I wouldn't drive drunk, but I did. And a poor flower pot suffered. A flower pot, you knocked into the house.
We saw the video.
Don't try and minimize this.
You did not crash into a planter. You crashed into the side of someone's house. It's on video. Wouldn't expect anything less from a Real Housewife, though. But yeah, like the moment that one guy, Earl the Pearl, as they call him, or at least Luann does, here comes Earl the Pearl. As soon as he said he lost his wife to leukemia, I was like, okay, Shannon's in love.
Oh, well, it's a thumb, but a thumb with a paper cut. I'm in love.
I'm so in love. So we have that coming up. And of course, Giselle is coming in and immediately being messy. We see previews for the next week, and Giselle's already trying to take Shannon's man just to make Shannon cry, which works immediately. So it looks like it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a good time with that recap. So that should be out sometime tomorrow.
Way better than I thought it would be. I'm really excited to recap that tomorrow.
It is not better than I thought it would be, which is why I love it. It is exactly it is exactly what I thought it would be. It's everything I pictured.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
And
Either way,
that is not a compliment. And I absolutely loved it.
You know who I love? That one guy who said like 2 words and like no one talked to him the entire time. He sort of walked around with like a blazer and a t-shirt. He's like, hey ladies. And then he was just like ignored the rest of the time.
Yeah, the guys are going to be fun to talk. There's one clear gay. I know we're not supposed to specify on gayness or whatever, but we're gay and that's just what happens. Sorry. But there's like one clearly gay shell necklace wearing man there, which is hilarious. And he's just so excited to be around the housewives. He's like, hey girl, hey, take me on a date.
Yeah, it was really good. Really, really good. Very happy with it. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, and then we have some old, some stuff that we didn't get to in actually the past 2 crappy hours, but people keep asking me, and at first I didn't bring this up because I thought, is this slander, and is this even true, because it's stuff that I read on Reddit, and so I'm like, should we even bring this up? Is this true? But you guys are asking about it every week. I still have no idea if it's true, but it has caught traction with major legitimate news sources such as OK Magazine, which is an extremely legitimate, trustworthy news source.
Okay, I'm
Oklahoma
so
News.
What it says. I'm so intrigued. What is it?
You don't know what it is. You don't know what I'm going to bring up.
Is it about Sheena Shea being on The Masked Singer? Because we never discussed that.
No, we did discuss it, actually. She was on there.
We did?
Yeah, and so was Erica. That show's a wasteland. That show is a wasteland. But yeah, we discussed Sheena Shea, I think.
Well, I don't seem to remember discussing it on Crappy Hour, but that's okay. I still think it's very funny that they made Sheena Shea a singing, dancing bat, and then they had Larsa Pippen on there guessing who it was. Like, is it like Well, actually, wasn't actually. I'm sorry.
Is it like Hillary Clinton?
No, I'm sorry. Larsa Pippen wasn't on there. Sorry. Jenny McCarthy thought it was Larsa Pippen singing, which is also funny that someone would have confused Sheena Marie for Larsa Pippen.
That is,
But anyway,
that's sad. That's sadder than, you know what's sadder than being on The Masked Singer? Someone that thinks you sound like Larsa Pippen. It's like, how can we just kick the woman while she's down? She's already on The Masked Singer, for Christ's sake.
Well, apparently Robin Thicke guessed Bethany Frankel for Sheena, which is really like, I mean, I think if Bethany Frankel is singing a song, I think you're gonna know. Is
it by category? Is it just like things
wings.
that give me a headache just by opening their mouths? It's not The Pyramid, sir. Or Family Feud. I guess
what's
I
your
should
news?
say. So it's not really my news, and this is really old. I'm sure all the listeners have already heard this, but I kept reading about this and thinking, is this shit true, or is this just Reddit craziness? Bronwyn from SLC, Salt Lake City star Bronwyn Newport arrives late to cast trip amid identity fraud allegations. Have you heard of this? So apparently she's being accused of all this stuff, and there's someone on Twitter who found all these documents and stuff saying that she's been accused of like Grand Theft Auto 3 times and fraud. So I don't really know that much about it, except I can't wait for the season because you know they're going to be bringing this up all over the season. And you know I would love a Bronwyn fraud allegation because the Ronnie Karam allegation is lies. You are full of lies. You have a disease, ma'am, and it's called liabetes. So I'm interested to see it on the show. But have you heard anything about any of this?
Yeah, sort of like glimpses of it. You know, I follow Bronwyn on my Instagram, and every now and then, most of her stories are like her being like, on my red carpet, like here I am wearing something, and then all of a sudden there'll be like a story that has all this text on it, and she's like, if you want to see what the lies are about me, read all this and know that if you really knew me, you knew this was all a lie and it's all bullshit. And I'm always like, whoa, because it's always like a big wall of like text and quotes and everything, and then all of a sudden it's back to like red carpets, and I'm like, what happened? And it's almost like too much for me to process. So I just kind of
someone, Antolane, is saying, I think it was Grand Theft, not Grand Theft Auto. You know what? I just downloaded the Lego version of Grand Theft Auto.
By the way, I would love
like a Lego game.
I would love for the next
based...
Grand. Please let's have the next. Please have Bronwyn star as the next like protagonist of Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto 6 is Bronwyn just like going through Salt Lake City, being like, well, maybe if you thought about that, you wouldn't have said that so much.
Okay, so just and this is why I didn't bring it up because I don't have enough evidence. It's just stuff I'm reading on Twitter and stuff. Someone said it's Grand Theft, not Grand Theft Auto. Someone said it's a guy on Twitter who apparently has it out for her. And someone says, wait, she stole vehicles? No, I'm sorry. I corrected that already.
This is how it happens. This is how the rumors start.
I'm so confused. Hey, Ronnie, I got a Solar Wave. Okay. So congratulations. Those are great machines. So I don't know, but that's just a little amuse-bouche for the next few weeks while stuff comes out about this. So let's just see what happens. I hope it's true. Yeah. Just because what a fun story. Listen, I love some housewives engaging in criminal activity.
Well, and as long as you're talking about Salt Lake City, like one thing I noticed on our little document here that I really enjoyed this little thing, this headline that Meredith Marks was rumored to be suspended because of a fight with Brittany Bateman. In what world does Meredith Marks get suspended? Does she do something that would cause her to be suspended? I mean, she's a lawyer. She would never do anything that would get her on the wrong side of the rules, I would think. But this is a rumor that's been going around. It may or may not be legit, though.
Yeah, Meredith and Brittany get into some pretty nasty altercations and have some blowout fights, but nothing that warrants a suspension. She just hit below the belt. The rumor started on Wednesday when a Bravo fan account posted on X. Allegedly, Meredith got suspended for flipping out on Brittany after a huge fight. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, I don't know. What was it? What'd they call each other's children?
Well, there was, I'm not sure what it was. I was reading another article about this, and let me see if I can pull this up. But that article was surmising that maybe like the basis of it was actually vaguely political. But then it was like a source close to production says the rumors and the nastiness, pun included, are incorrect. So apparently this is really just a rumor, according to I think it was like a Reality Blurb. Let me see if I can find that.
Oh God, it's all just rumors today. Do we have proof on crap today? No.
We never do.
That's why we're podcasters and not news people. Listen, OK Magazine, I need more from you. If you're going to be doing this.
Exactly. Yeah, a source told the U.S. Sun Meredith has not been suspended from the show. She is not pleased about the rumors and nastiness, pun intended. So I guess the rumor was that Meredith supposedly stopped filming mid-season because of comments that she reportedly made about our star, that they like hit below the belt. There was, according to the source, the discord stemmed from both personal issues and political disagreements. So, I mean, whoever decides to get involved in a political discussion with Brittany Bateman, I mean, I don't. You're already
especially Salt Lake City. Did you see that clip that was of Melly, or whatever her name was? Who got left? She got left from the show. You guys, I'm getting dumber day by day. She got fired from the show or cut out of the show after she was making. People found all these like super Trumpy conservative comments on her Instagram about like gay marriage and blah blah. She's pretty much don't say gay, one of those. And so she went on some podcast and was like, the meanest people to me ever on my social media have been the gays. Sorry to say it. I'm so sorry to say it, but the gays are attacking me. So Salt Lake City, you just never want to get into a political discussion with those people. It's never going to end in a way you think.
I love that, like, she's don't say gay person and then is shocked that gay people are hostile to her on social media.
I know, it's crazy, right? She's like, you know what? Yeah. Gay people shouldn't have equal rights. Why are you so mad? F it. So let's, you know what? We have a guest here. Let's have some talking.
Yeah. We actually have a guest. Okay. So coming to the grand stage is an old friend of mine who actually has a new book out, and he is a author and also a cookbook author. And he is going to answer some questions, or we're just going to talk to him really about like Bravo cookbooks and the whole world of that. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Roberts. Hey, Adam, what's going on?
Hey, thank you for having me.
Hello. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm eating up all your gossip and enjoying it. It's delicious.
You love all our facts that we're serving up.
Yes, totally.
So yeah. Adam has a brand new book out. It's called Food Person, which you should look at that. Oh my God, how convenient. You have a copy right there.
I know.
Food Person.
Food Person. And you all should buy it and read it and then tell your friends. But Adam is a published cookbook author. How many cookbooks have you written at this point, Adam?
I've written 2 cookbooks and 1 book of essays about cooking. So, I've been doing this. I've been a food blogger for 20 years. So I'm like an old man in the food blogosphere. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So we want to ask you about Bravo cookbooks, because this is an important subculture in our Bravo world. Bravo cookbooks. Which Bravo cookbooks do you think have the most merit? It seemed like they have the most legs. Like, this is the one that you probably want to cook from the most.
I think this is an easy question because one Bravo star wrote a great cookbook that came out recently, and that was Caroline Manzo. Her book, Food and Other Things I Love, is like in its own tier, because it looks like the kind of cookbook that you would want to buy anyway, and it just happens to be by a housewife. It's not quite as campy or as fun to, poke fun at as some of the other ones. Because I think
usually.
Yeah, she's kind of in on the joke. But her recipes look really good, and she looks really good. Like, she has like a shock of like white, gray hair, and she has these big, thick glasses. I don't know. I kind of like the whole aesthetic of it. So I'm very pro Caroline Manzo cookbook.
What kind of stuff is in there? I mean, is it just like your typical Italian? Is it like rigatoni? Is it like your typical Italian fare?
I mean, look, I'll be honest, without trying to sound snobby, I don't think any housewife cookbook is particularly groundbreaking in terms of the food that's in there.
Really?
Caroline's book is the most legit. She has like things in there that like I was surprised by. Like, she has like a sandwich with blue cheese and prosciutto, which I was like, whoa, that's like super intense and not the kind of sandwich I would think a housewife would eat. But, they give you really bad breath and make you very gassy, but it would.
She doesn't care. She's married to
really
Albert. She doesn't care.
She
She's never
doesn't.
home anyway. He's
Yeah.
at the brownstone causing trouble.
Right. Yeah,
I
she doesn't have
did-
to impress anyone. Yeah.
I did leaf through that one, and I actually was a little surprised too, because it's like the food photography is very current.
Yes.
And it's not like it's not so much like the celebrity cookbook. Normally, the celebrity cookbook, there's a lot of glam photos where there's sometimes not even food. It's just someone kind of like sitting there smiling. And
Yeah.
this one looked like it kind of was in like the realm of like current like cookbook styling, which was shocking.
Well,
Yeah, she looked less like a Bravo star and more like a Brooklyn hipster, which is like not what you'd expect, but it kind of works.
yeah, she kind of she's somebody who looks like better with age, with her like gray hair and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She looks better not in a ball gown at a reunion for some reason. So her sons helped bring BLK water to the market. It's their claim to fame.
Right. I
Have you ever
forgot
seen-
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watched all the New Jersey Housewives, so I know all of that. But I don't. What became of that?
It's out there, like it's successful. I think they sold it. I don't think they have anything to do with it. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. Let's talk about the Jersey Housewives. Who else have you read? Let's have a Jersey Housewives cookbook fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are two others that I encountered. Correct me, maybe in the comments people can tell me if I missed one, but there's Teresa, of course, who somebody just left the comment. I saw the ingredients and the cumin. And Teresa has Fabulicious and Skinny Italian. And then there's Kathy Wakile. Is that how you say her name?
That is correct. Yes.
Wakili.
And she has a book called Indulge, which is a dessert cookbook. And she has a chapter called Now That's Using Your Gagoots, which I have to say, in my history of collecting cookbooks, I've never seen the word gagoots in a cookbook before. So that was very exciting.
Don't leave your
story.
cannolis unattended, Teresa.
Yeah. Teresa's book is hilarious because it's all about how she really eats this food and she doesn't diet and people don't believe her, and she had all these children but that she did, she really uses olive oil, she really uses, and it's like it raises some eyebrows, but if it works for her, it's great.
What are Teresa's recipes like? Are there a lot of ingredients, or are they really like super simple? Do you believe that she wrote them? Let me ask you the truth, because
I gotta say, like, she seems like she really cooks, like, on the show. Like, I mean, there's so many scenes of her really cooking that I do think she has family recipes. Whether or not she eats them is a completely different question. But I do think she has her real recipes, and they're all like marinara sauce and things with garlic bread and pasta. There's nothing that would shock you. I mean, the most shocking thing was that blue cheese sandwich from Caroline Manzo.
Yeah, I love that. That's the thing that has kind of like halted you here. A blue cheese,
I know,
blue
big
sandwich from a Real Housewife.
I mean, that's so intense. I mean, can you imagine eating a giant sandwich of blue cheese and prosciutto?
That is very intense for them. I want to know about also like cookbook ghostwriting, because I can't imagine that Teresa's not writing this book. I'm sorry, she is not. And I wonder, like, what is the role of like a ghostwriter when it comes to these books? Like, are they actually like coming up with some of these recipes? Like, is there sometimes a thing where like, okay, we have someone like Teresa who's got family recipes. She's got like 25 family recipes, but the book needs to have 80. So ghostwriter come in and fill in the recipes, or does she provide all the recipes and then ghostwriter just does the fluff?
Well, Ben, you really are a friend, because you just teed up my novel beautifully.
I didn't even realize.
Because the premise of my novel is an aspiring food writer takes a job ghostwriting a celebrity's cookbook, and the celebrity is sort of like a fallen star who the last vestige of staying famous is to try to write a cookbook so she can stay relevant and go on talk shows. And I came up with the idea to write this book because I ghost wrote a celebrity's cookbook, and unfortunately I signed an NDA, so I can't tell you who it was. It was not a housewife, but a lot of the job is just like sussing out material, you know, like trying to get any stories, any family recipes, anything you can out of the person that you're ghostwriting for so you can fill up a book. And it's harder than it seems because some you know, whereas like a typical cookbook author might have a lot to say about how to cook corn or how to, you know, peel a carrot or whatever. A lot of celebrities who write these books don't really necessarily have a lot to say on the subject. So that's where the ghostwriter has to get to work.
Well, especially someone who's a food blogger, right? Because you guys know how to really make those stretch. I looked up a recipe just for cookies because I was like, I haven't made these cookies in so long and I didn't have my recipe on me. So I was just like checking the amount of brown sugar compared to regular sugar. So I looked it up online and I scrolled for 5 pages while this lady talked about her marriage. I was like, lady, it's fucking chocolate chip cookies. Can you get on with it?
What that is? There's a reason that is the case, and I don't think most people realize it. It's because people who do that are trying to have a higher SEO on Google. So if like you're doing like chocolate chip cookie recipe and then you write like a little essay beforehand where you're like, my grandmother's chocolate chip cookies were the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever had, and I love chocolate chip cookies, and you keep saying it over and over and over again, and it makes your search result higher. So when people Google chocolate chip cookies, that's why that's like that. But I never did that.
That's also the way Teresa Giudice talks. Teresa Giudice literally talks in SEO. She's like,
one of the reasons why I make it because my grandmother make it, and so I really like it. So my grandmother made it, so that's why I make the cookies because I really like it because my grandmother made it.
like,
right? She'd be a great blogger.
Yeah. All right, well, everyone, you all have to go check out Adam's new book. Get it on wherever. Is it on Amazon, all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, it's on Amazon. It's on, on bookshop.org and at your local bookstore. So,
yes, it's called Food Person by Adam Roberts. You can follow Adam at Amateur Gourmet on Instagram. Do it. We both follow you. I've made a few of your recipes.
Thank you so much. Well,
Delicious
I'm
stuff.
Such a fan of you guys, and it's so fun being on here. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks
Kick
for
ass with
coming
the
on.
book,
It was
baby.
Good luck on the tour.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
You. See ya.
What a sweet
Well,
guy.
that was just lovely. Just lovely. I just kicked him out of the studio. I'm like, that was lovely. Get out.
Get out.
You have to
You're
literally,
done
when you
here.
have to like remove people from backstage here, the command without the interface is kick from studio. It's like, thanks so much for being here. Kick from studio.
Banish for life. So we got some updates on the Meredith stuff in the comments. And, obviously this is more unfounded rumors. But apparently, according to rumors, Meredith called Brittany an anti-Semite and a pedophile. And then I guess that was going too far. So that's according to rumors that Meredith is now denying. But I hope she spelled pedophile correctly, which is Pedafile in Housewives.
You know, what happened to the good old days of Roni when you could just accuse Carol Radswell of being a pedophile?
I know.
And now all of a sudden it's an investigation.
There's history here. You're allowed to call each other pedophile on Real Housewives. Come on, guys.
Well, that's some very lovely texture to that. I've been saying texture all day today. I'm like, well, they've added some texture to this. Oh, this is some interesting texture.
Why?
Texture is on my mind.
Do you think because we watch Top Chef? They say texture a lot on Top Chef.
I think that's what it was. Wow.
Wow. Speaking of texture, it's all girl wears. So I'm at the Dorit Kemsley thing.
I think it's time.
Dorit has filed for divorce from PK. Now, she did this right after the 10-year mark, which, as we all know from watching the show, at the very least, is when you need to get divorced to get half of everything, right? Because remember, Erica was like, oh, she's doing it at the 10-year mark, so she can get, or he's trying to do it before the 10-year mark, so he doesn't have to give you shit, honey. And apparently, she waited to file until after the 10-year mark, but it's up for debate whether that even means anything, because they separated a year ago, but apparently Dorit put on her separation filing date separated TBA or TBD. So who knows? news. But apparently she was filing because PK was doing, PK's been super classy. He posts kind of nasty stuff about her, like snide little comments about her on Instagram. And now he's been seen kissing a new woman.
Shanna Wall, or maybe it's Shayna Wall. I don't know. I didn't see her season of The Amazing Race, but she's being cited in all these headlines as Amazing Race star. Like, that's her claim to fame. Everything is like PK found making out with an Amazing Race star. Maybe I did see her season many years ago, but I don't know.
You did? But I mean, is that
I don't know.
When you're on one season of Amazing Race? Like, 'cause you're just on one season, right? I mean, is that a thing where you're considered a star?
Sometimes you're brought back. I do feel like Amazing Race does not produce too many stars, so it's just kind of funny that like so and so is an Amazing Race star.
You were so good at telling direction. Oh my God.
The way you milked that cow in rural Yemen, I was so impressed.
That U-turn you made was amazing. I will say this. I just looked up this Shanna Wall. Ma'am, you're in danger. Another young blonde chick that looks like Dorit. It looks like a younger model, basically, which I don't know if anybody is surprised by that, because that's kind of PK's MO. When, he found a younger model of Dorit and he's an older model of PK. I mean, I guess we see that sort of thing happen all the time. But there's an article that says, who is Shanna Wall? 5 things to know about PK Kemsley's new flame. 1, 4 of her hold up a roof. 2, Bethany puts her up when she doesn't want to talk about stuff. 3, Mexico will build one for Trump on their own dime.
4, when she eats a burger, she becomes a franchise.
5, her cousin, Wall-E, is a lovable robot from a film.
I guess I saw her season because I think that she was on around 2007 or so. So I probably saw it. She was one half of like a generic blonde duo, and like The Amazing Race. I don't know if this is still the fact. I've kind of fallen off The Amazing Race over the past like 8 or 9 years, but for a while there, every year there were like 2 or 3 blonde duos whose names you never remembered, and they would just support each other. They would like chirp at each other and then get eliminated. Those like, I'm coming, I'm running as fast as I can, I'll be there soon. And then they're eliminated and you never see them again for the rest of your life.
Oh, at the bottom of this Us Weekly page is Anna Faris saying, my son pushes me out of my comfort zone. Please. Okay, so here's the real 5 things. She competed on The Amazing Race, as Ben has told us. She placed 7th. Okay. She was eliminated in week 5, which means she was only 1 week from getting a full divorce settlement. Just kidding. Okay. She is a certified sommelier. Wow.
Oh.
She dated
cool.
Ryan Seacrest.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
She worked as a model, as an actress. Shocked. She's been on Entourage, Las Vegas, Shark, Nip Tuck, and Married with Children. Wow. That resume goes back. I wonder if she knows Heather Dubrow.
I don't know why. So I'm looking. She probably does. I'm looking, and she was eliminated. So she was on Amazing Race 12, and she was eliminated in Lithuania, which I don't know. It seems perfect to me. The episode, they traveled from Burkina Faso to Lithuania, and then she was left in Lithuania to perish until she resurfaced here in the arms of PK.
Well, and guess what? I mean, she looks great, but guess what? She's not like a young model. She's 50 years old. So
yeah.
Wow. Respect to PK. Respect to that piece of shit who's possibly been acting like a total asshole. But I don't mean respect in general, but respect for, dating around your age. I mean, how old is PK?
I don't know, about 75.
Also, respect to whatever this Shanna Wall chick is doing. Is she taking a lot of fish oil? I mean, she looks great. Damn, girl.
We're really on a journey with her right now. Like, we are really
we're going in a little too deep with Shanna Wall, but hey, why not?
Yeah, no, PK is 56 because Mauricio is 56, and so is Whitney Sudler Smith, which is,
yikes.
It's fun to think. But yeah, this is crazy though. But PK is so passive aggressive. You mentioned before the comments on Instagram, the little comments. Like, do you have to really litigate your entire fight on social media? It's one thing when Dorit brings it up, because that's her job. But like, you, sir, just do better. You know, like I just think it's shitty to do it on social media, on little Instagram stories, being elusive. And why are you even bothering being elusive? We all know who you're talking about. If you're going to do it on social media, just outright do it and be obnoxious.
Yeah, last week or last crappy hour, we read one of his Instagram posts where he said something like, "Better to enter the wrong room than," what did he say? "Better to open the wrong door than spend time in the wrong room," or something stupid. And then this week, when she announced her divorce on Instagram or wherever she announced it, he posted with the song "Victims" by Culture Club, and he posted, "No one plays the victim better than the one who caused the damage, babe." Oh, okay, PK.
Listen, you're making out with an amazing race lady. I think she has a right to play the victim and to file for divorce. PK.
Yeah. She's like the second wife and children that you've abandoned, sir. So, and honestly, him making out with this girl, like he's making out in front of Cipriani's in LA at the valet stand. He knows what he's doing. Given that he's in this crumbling state with Dorit, and that's where the paparazzi are. There was some debate. Oh, does Mauricio know what he was doing? Did the girl know at that airport in Greece? But there's no debate here that PK absolutely does know what he's doing. He's getting in with the paps with Miss Wall. Yeah. So in other dick news, Jax was caught by a photographer pulling out his wiener to scratch it this week. Did you see that?
Yeah, what was up with I saw like the censored version. I don't know if there was an uncensored, but
there's an uncensored one. He doesn't pull out his whole thing. He just pulls down his pants and you kind of see the first half of it. Well, I'm assuming it's the first half. I don't know what the whole one looks like. But of course I had to look to see if you see the whole wiener. I mean, that's called doing your research.
It doesn't matter who it is. If there's a chance to see someone's wiener, we're going to take a look. It's our journalistic duty. Right now there's an assault on journalism, and we are going to stand up for the right things, which includes looking at parts of Jax's shaft to verify that it's there.
Yeah, you got to look. Even though they call it volcano dick. Maybe that's why I looked, because remember someone called it volcano dick, and I was like, what is that? So I just kept, I was like, I'm going to see. So they didn't show it. It was fuzzed. Whatever the volcano part is fuzzed out. So let's see here. Oh, by the way, my dryer was finished 10 minutes ago and it has nonstop been playing a song. Well, I fucking get it.
It plays a song?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like that.
Over and over and over. And then it'll stop for a minute and then play the whole fucking symphony again. I get it. You dried some clothes. Congratulations, Shanna Wall. Okay.
I know there are some devices that just really need to get out of control. Like they need to get a grip. Like there's definitely something that I have. I forget what it is but when I turn it on, it's like I'm like, you can just give me a simple plum. I don't need to do Erica Jane at singing class.
Someone said, "Okay, subtle flex." Yeah, my dryer. Oof. I was driving my dryer over here, my fancy dryer.
Someone says Ronnie has American money. It's a pre-tariff dryer. Pre-tariffs.
Yeah, that is a pre-tariff dryer. That is a dryer that came with
Mike Bowman says, I thought Ben already got a view of little Jax in the gym way back. That is true. I did see it, but it was it was just a dick. It was unremarkable.
Oh, Mike Bowman, good memory. You got it. You've seen Jax's wiener? Why is it called volcano?
Yeah,
dick?
I've seen it. I don't remember if it was volcano dick or not. And it was also the locker room, so you can't just sit there and stare. And thank God, because it was Jax before he was Jax. And now knowing Jax, if I had stared, he probably would have beaten me up. But it was
not have. How do you think he got his start? We've seen it on Vanderpump Rules. That was a gay.
That's true. It was soft. So you can only get so much of a sense. But it wasn't.
Come on, Ben. You should have done something. You should have done some squats or dropped the soap or something. Make it not soft. Come on, Ben. Your magic. Work your magic. Work that Ben magic. Someone's saying I can turn the song alarm off on the dryer. How the F do I do that? Oh my God, I love doing this show.
I just remembered that jingle that I hear, that electronic jingle. It's my pressure cooker. It's the Instant Pot. When you put the lid on the Instant Pot, it's like becomes suddenly like the Pied Piper of the kitchen, and it's like nonstop.
Okay, did you hear that Bravo is allegedly planning on doing a show? Not a spin-off. I don't know. Obviously, it's not going to be called this, but they're going to do their own version of Wife Swap with Real Housewives. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know if I like that. To be honest.
I don't like the people they're talking about putting on there, because I'm not seeing it here in this art. Oh, yeah. They're showing Emily from OC. Emily, I don't want to see your marriage in its current state. I certainly don't want to see it in another state. Like, I don't need you or your husband talking about your marriage. And then there is Wendy, same. Even though, like, I like Wendy's marriage and stuff. And I like Wendy, okay. But that sounds boring. And Melissa Gorga.
Do I dislike anyone enough on Bravo that I want them to swap in and do like wife cosplay with Shane Simpson? I don't know. That's a cruel, cruel fate. Like one of these housewives is getting a raw deal from this show.
Well, I think this is kind of about the husbands, right? Because you want to see what Shane's going to be like in another family, and you want to see what Joe Gorga is going to be like in another family. And the other one they're saying is Angie Katzenevas, that would be interesting to see what her husband is really like in another family, because it's hard to really it's hard to get an angle on that one.
Yeah, I don't like this idea. Honestly, the real reason why I don't like this idea is because I can't see it as anything other than being highly, highly, highly scripted. And I'm just not sure if I'm interested. I'm also just not sure that I'm interested in seeing the home lives of any of these people for an entire episode. You know, it's sort of kind of getting back to what you were saying, which is like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch Emily's home life, but I also don't know if I want to watch any of their home lives more than just like the 5 minutes that we get. Like a lot of times I think that's 5 minutes too much. I don't like watching the kids be sassy. It's like amusing, but like it's not like that entertaining. It's not that amusing to me when the wife is saying something stupid and the husband is like, honey, you know, I just it's not that's always without a doubt the weakest part of any Real Housewives episode. So to build a whole show around those elements, and on top of that, knowing it'll be super scripted, I'm just kind of like,
wasn't Jill Zarin on Wife Swap a long time ago?
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at Brianna. Dr. Wendy would check the fuck out of Shane. Oh yeah,
truly.
Except the thing is that when I read that, I read that as Dr. Wendy would fuck the shit out of Jane, and I was like, whoa, I don't think so, but
yeah, and Jill Zarin was on Celebrity Wife Swap. Yeah, I thought so.
That's
2014. Hilarious. Yeah. So Jill did it first. And you know, at this announcement, she was like, Andy, I did it first, Andy. You going to call me? You're going to call me? You forgave me, right? Bobby would want you to call me, Andy. Just saying. I did it first.
Do you want my daughter, Ali Shapiro, to be on Celebrity Wife Swap? She's a celebrity. She's related to me, and I'm a celebrity, so she's a celebrity. Hi.
Hi, Ali.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
What else is going on?
I don't know.
Here?
Well, we can talk about Mia. There's some other news, which is that Mia Thornton is officially moving to Atlanta, which means that basically it means in my mind that she was fired. She can say she quit, but we all know.
Yeah, she was fired.
We all know she was fired.
And she's been making comments like, hey, ladies of Atlanta, it would be so fun to be part of your group. Maybe I'll see you soon. I'm like, no, you're not.
No.
No. Sorry, ma'am.
No. You're a pathological liar. Yeah,
she gave a very long goodbye that I couldn't read. And that's the other thing about Bronwyn Newport. Like, whether it's true or not, I will never know because I can't read Bronwyn's Instagram. She writes she'll put up a picture of herself in a dress and then write like really long text, like a wall of text that's this big. I'm like, girl, I don't have this much time. This is an Instagram story. I'm not going to sit here with my thumb in the middle of the thing to keep it still to read your damn stuff and screenshot it, make it bigger, make it shorter, TLDR. And that's kind of Mia's goodbye. It's like, oh, I spent all this time and I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank Ink. I'd like to thank... Shut up.
Honestly, the moment that the post came up, it was a picture of her posing, and then there was like the block of text in the middle. I was like, oh, she's fired. I didn't have to read it. There's like a certain pose, there's a certain format of the I've been fired post, which is that you pose in the middle and then you put a block of text on top of yourself. I was like, that means you've been fired. I was like, I don't even have to read this. I know where it's going. And sure enough, she's made a decision to move to Atlanta. I'm like, good luck. See you as you have like dwindling returns on progressively smaller TV shows.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Potomac, Giselle was on Watch What Happens Live, and she claims that she does not speak with TJ, but she is friends with TJ's friends. And she knows that there are receipts on What's Her Buns on Real Housewives of Potomac. Dun, dun, dun. I don't believe you. Show the receipts then. Giselle, show them. Where are the receipts?
TJ.
Where are the receipts? I do not believe TJ. Stop taking the side of terrible men, okay? Just because you're on Bravo doesn't mean you have to be Bravo.
So do we think, we talked about this a few weeks ago. There's rumors that Candace is coming back. She just took a picture signing at Comcast, something. So is this moving the needle more towards Candace is coming back to Potomac, or do we still think this is a traitors move by Candace?
Traitors. I don't think she'll come back to Potomac, but who knows?
Traitors.
So with the Sutton and Garcelle stuff, Garcelle unfollowed everybody from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And so people were like, well, she didn't unfollow like Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly, right? But she unfollowed everybody else. And then people were like, well, she still must love Sutton because she's following Sutton's store still. So right after that happened, she unfollowed Sutton's store.
Wow. That's good. That's petty right there.
Oh, yeah. So I'm looking at this Bravo article where Sutton says two things that are misconceptions about her and Garcelle. So Sutton Strack reacts to Garcelle Beauvais unfollowing her. Sutton released a statement that said, I can only imagine that she needs a clean break right now. So I'm just love her, and I've given her the space that she needs. And I know that she's going to move through this next chapter with grace and success. So that's not really much. Yeah. But she wrote Friends Forever on a caption of a post referencing I Love Lucy and Ethel.
Interesting. I think if there had been like a fight, Sutton would have been pettier. I do think there may be some truth about that, about that she's just like, you know what, I'm just going to purge the whole show. But then she's still following Kathy. Kathy's a pretty big link. So I honestly think that Garcelle was through with them all, and she did not get the support from Sutton that she really wanted. She sat there supporting Sutton all these years, and when push came to shove, Garcelle left, went out to backstage, and Sutton stayed on stage to do the final photo instead of checking in on her friend, unlike the way Garcelle went to the hospital with Sutton. And I feel like Garcelle was like, what am I doing chasing around approval from these people? I mean, Sutton's nice, but I gotta be away from all these bitches.
Sutton screwed her over in that end. So bye, lost her. Sucker.
People in the comments are saying that there's rumors that Avi left.
Yes, Avi left. Like, how do you know that? That's true. Yeah, it was on. Well, I don't know if he announced it or he just took it off of his Instagram.
Wow.
But yeah, I heard that too, that they parted ways. It was official Bravo news. I read it in the official Bravo news. So it's
huge. To lose Sutton and to lose Garcelle and Avi, that's pretty bad for Sutton. She's gonna be totally unhinged next season. She will actually be a total disaster, which should be pretty fun for us to watch.
Yes, that should be good times. Something that's not fun to watch, Karen in jail. So Giselle also said that Karen is like running the prison and she's doing great in prison, which is kind of what I thought. I thought Karen would go in there and just like be great at it. Yeah, I haven't really been too worried about Karen. I think she's going to do great in prison. She loves a captive audience, and this is literally a captive audience. Like they're literally being held captive. So
she'll be telling stories.
Yeah, I think she'll be great. But she did try to get out. It doesn't mean that she doesn't want to get out of there, right? So she did try to get out on work release, and they said no. She her application for work release was approved by the corrections officials. All that remained was the generally routine approval from where the case started. But she drew the wrong judge, somebody said. It was just horrible, horrible luck. Kind of like the tree had on that fateful night.
Well, sorry, Surrey County, you were this close to getting your Wi-Fi.
Well, I've got to go out and put up some towers. The people of Surrey County need me. Tourism is about to boom.
So what do you get on work release? Let me see. Was she like specifically in a work at a place, or is that just like where you just say you'll work if you're released?
I think maybe that's what it is. I don't know how work release works.
Because it would be fun if you just like went to a Home Goods and Karen was being forced to work there.
Well, I have a situation pending at Jamba Juice, so I think I have to get out of this jail.
Ray, we need to get down a rug, Ray. I love at Home Goods when you need them to get down a rug and it becomes like this big drama on the microphones. Like, we need someone to get a rug. We need someone to get a rug. Where is someone to get... Did you ring the bell for the rug? Because if you ring the bell, there's a rug person that comes out. I'm like, I rang the bell. No rug person came out. We need the rug moved. And then he comes out. He's like, hold on. Do not touch the rug. This is a very difficult rug to move. All right? I have a very specific way. And then it's like...
One of the most chaotic things I think I ever did was ask a Home Depot person to help with something that the equivalent of the rug, which is, can you help me get this box out from under the shelf? And it took like 7 people and they had to dismantle the shelf and it took 15 minutes. At that point, everyone was committed. So I was like, oh, I guess I have to really see this one through. I sat there as they had a whole team of people and they were pulling out everything that was hanging, and they literally had to tear apart the shelf just to get a box out. And it was covered with dust. And they're like, here's what it is. And I was like, I have to buy this. At this point, I don't even want this, but I have to buy it because this was too much.
Okay, so Sweet D is saying you put your job down saying you're hired at a certain place, and if they approve the place, they let you go to work and then go back to jail for the weekend. So maybe this was for like Real Housewives shooting. I don't know. Or Wiccan. I don't know. But people are trying to come up with places that would be torture for her to work. Like Home Depot is one. I think like a bar, you know, like that would be torture if you have to go work in a bar with like a monitoring thing on you.
What if she's like in charge of marketing for GNA?
Well, I have a thankless job, but someone has to do it. I'm going to try to sell this concept, whatever it is, GNA.
Well, if this is the case, then that's a shitty judge, and we should all be upset at the justice system in this country. That's someone who doesn't watch Housewives. To watch Karen get driven by the prison to work every day and then get driven back. It's like, I fought with these bitches, and they're like, okay, give us back the wig, ma'am. It's like, you have to take off the wig, get back in the cuffs, get back in the car. Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, she'll want, like, that would be great because, you know, she's not going to have a glam squad in jail. So she'll be looking like season 1 Karen Huger, that'll be perfect. Just see her in that wig.
Well, you have like jail glam, like Sharpie eyebrows and stuff like that.
Jail glam. Can we talk about Julia and Adriana? Because Miami is coming back soon. It's on the horizon. We feel like a trailer's coming around the corner. And there was one of the headlines that came out of since our last crappy hour is that Julia talked about the sad and disturbing friendship breakup between her and Adriana. What's done is done. And she says, for years, people have been telling me not to trust certain people. Instead, I should always trust God. But I didn't. And I think I want to fight what they were telling me. But now I finally am opening my eyes and seeing maybe they were right all along. So who are you
going to trust instead? Marisol and Alexia? Good move, Julia, you dumbass. Listen, you need to keep the craziest one on your side. She got you on the show. You need to be sticking with Adriana. I don't care what she did. She's the kind of crazy you need on your side.
Yeah, they have a fault. They're having a falling out. Julia was talking about this while discussing her current role in Florida Grand Opera's Carmen. So note to anyone down there in Miami, if you're interested in seeing some opera, maybe avoid that one.
Run like hell.
Love her. Not a great opera singer. So she.
It's funny because another competing headline: currently rolling in their grave, Carmen. Interesting.
Carmen's like, thank you for killing me. Thank you for killing me at the end of that musical, because that opera.
Carmen's like, the first time my death hasn't been a tragedy.
Is that Les Mis?
No, it's Carmen. It's Carmen singing about herself. No, it's just
I thought that was a real lyric.
An actual tune, then. All right, it's just
wow. But it was so. That sounded so lyrical. I was like, for sure, that's from a real musical. I was like, oh,
it is from a real musical queen. Okay. Carrie says Julia married a transphobe, so you can't trust her taste and judgment. Just saying. Not a terrible point.
Ooh, snappy.
Not a terrible point.
And then apparently there was, I mean, we talked about this, that there was video footage of Julia and Adriana fighting. And in one of the clips, Adriana's like, I see you for who you are, and now I'm going to treat you how you treat me, which is such an Adriana. That is such an Adriana diss.
Yeah. All you want, now you will find out. I will treat you like you treat me. Good luck, bitch. Yeah, so good luck. That's not going to end well. Amanda says about the singing. She says she's down there recording the new ending sound for the dishwasher. The dryer
she's are hot. What? Hello, this is Adriana Demora. What cycle would you like to put on for your dryer? Hot, perfect. Laundry is hot.
Hot. Okay, so let's see. In other news, speaking of Garcelle, Erica is complaining because she's gotten in too much trouble for just being bold at the reunion against Garcelle. This is from Reality Blurb. Erica Jane is throwing shade after Garcelle Bouvet unfollows her. And she said, oh God, it made itself big on me. Because the rumor, by the way, is that Erica has been demoted. Do you think that this is true?
No, they're going to keep Erica. Because if they were going to demote Erica, they would have demoted her years ago. Let's be honest.
You think? Well, Teddy asked Erica on her podcast. Teddy, by the way, is doing a lot better. So that's actually some good news.
Yeah. Did I read that her tumors have shrunken dramatically?
Yeah. That's what she said this week. So Teddy asked Erica, hi, I'm Teddy. I have one other thing I need to ask you. Were you heartbroken when Garcelle unfollowed you? And Erica responded,
devastated. I'm about as heartbroken as she was when I unfollowed her back.
So Erica. Well, in the comments here, someone says it's because Erica was being a real bee on Watch What Happens Live. So maybe is that it? That she's being like not a good partner when she's being called upon to provide content, like on that show, etc.
What?
For why she might be demoted?
Oh God, probably because she doesn't have anything going on but wallpaper. I mean, that was kind of the running thing this year. It's like, oh really, Erica? All you talked about was wallpaper. So maybe that's why. I don't know. They do need to freshen up that show a bit. So earlier this week, an anonymous source claimed that Bravo demoted Erica, who recently expressed her wish that Garcelle was more interesting. According to the report, Erica was offered a friend of role.
Let's talk about toxic femininity,
said Erica on the same episode of her podcast. Then Teddy asked, do we know any of those? And she said, where do I begin? And then Teddy asked Erica if she thinks that women or men get punished for being too bold. Oh God, Erica! It's not being bold; it's being an asshole. Okay, toxic femininity, guy.
Like being an asshole and not interesting all at the same time. It's a bad combo. Very, very bad combo. We still don't know who your friends are. We still don't know who's in your life.
Yeah. What else do we have? Oh gosh, we need to get over to talking to people. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Talk to what you wanted.
I was going to say
we can't tease a Katie article and then not deliver. This is Katie Maloney. We need to hear it.
Katie went on Schwartz's brand new podcast, Detox Retox, little boy. I'm a little boy, and she had disparaging words to say about the new Vanderpump Rules cast. She was like, I don't know them, but it just feels cheap to me. It feels cheap. and I don't like cheap. Oh, so like the original Vanderpump Rules cast.
You married
was
Tom
like
on Wednesday.
Swarovski Crystal. Swarovski.
You were
Since
paid
when is
$5
Vanderpump
for
Rules?
like 3 years. We all know it when Tom wasn't paying his manager or whatever that was. Remember we found out they got like $10,000 for a season for like two or 3 years. Like, of course it's cheap. That's why they hire child workers.
Yeah, you know when the show started to tank was when you guys actually started to have money. We need the Vanderpump Rules cast to be cheap, and we need them to be craven, and that's what we need. And if Katie doesn't think that they're cool enough for her, well, then maybe she should go over to Michael's and find some twigs and put them in a vase and stare at them, because that's apparently what she wants to watch instead.
Yeah, Katie, Vanderpump Rules was always cheap. I'm sorry. And you married Tom on a Wednesday. So, sorry. That's just how it is.
It is. Well, actually, by the way, I just want to say real quickly that Hillary in the comments said Tom Sandoval said that the new cast is like, hey, dude, does anyone remember Saved by the Bell, the new class? I think the degree of like bitterness that these people have about the newbies makes me be actively on the new kids' side even more. So I'm going to be fully in support of the new Vanderpump Rules cast.
Yeah, of course. Of course we are. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to move to the audience participation section. So if you want to join us on screen and talk to us, stay here over on YouTube. And anybody else, we will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Be here at 5:30 Pacific time. And we love you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you next time. Bye. Bye, audio people.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Catherine DiBernardo has our hardo.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offutt. Dana C. Dana Do.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
We could all learn from Jennifer Kearns.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Mannock's door.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry.
We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose. We're on the floor with Molly Dorset.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.